As a community development corporation, you're likely doing many things to increase economic self-sufficiency for the residents of your community. You may already be implementing activities or have great ideas for new activities that align well with the Community Economic Development Program, also known as CED, within the Office of Community Services, which is under the Department of Health and Human Services. This video will help you think through some of the key components you'll want to consider and questions you'll want to ask yourself when designing and proposing a CED project. The purpose of the CED program is to create business and employment opportunities to help individuals with low income achieve economic self-sufficiency. The CED program contributes to community revitalization by providing grants to community development corporations, also known as CDCs, to support business startups or business expansions that result in the creation of full-time, permanent jobs for individuals with low income within low-income service areas. If your organization is considering applying for a CED grant, the first thing to determine is your organization's eligibility. To apply for a CED grant, your organization must meet each of the following criteria. 1. Be a private, nonprofit CDC experienced in developing and managing economic development projects. 2. Be governed by a board of directors consisting of residents of the community and business and civic leaders. 3. Have planning, developing, or managing low-income housing or community development activities as a principal purpose. As long as your organization meets the criteria outlined here, your organization is eligible. An official designation is not required. The key considerations for designing a CED project we will be discussing are creating and expanding businesses, creating jobs, obtaining project funding, ensuring sufficient organizational capacity, identifying and securing project partners, establishing quality jobs, filling the jobs, and supporting employees' needs. Let's get started. Creating or expanding a business or businesses is key to achieving the CED program goals of revitalizing communities and creating new jobs for individuals with low income. CED projects may focus on a single business or support multiple entrepreneurs. In identifying businesses to support, consider the needs of your community and the local economy, and ask yourself, what goods and services could your business provide that would make it successful? What is the growth potential of your business? Is your business part of a sector that is already or has the potential to become a strong sector of the economy? Next, consider, how will you support the business? Projects can support businesses through loans, equity investments, and direct investments. Consider how the strategy you choose will affect the business. For example, how does the interest rate on the loan affect the business's ability to pay it back, and how does that affect other goals of your project? Make sure you are able to clearly describe the strategy your project will utilize to support the business. Now that you've established what businesses will be supported, consider the jobs that will be created. A primary objective of the CED program is to create new, permanent, full-time positions. The number of jobs to be created through your project must meet the guidelines described in the CED Notice of Funding Opportunity that you are applying to. Additionally, in an effort to help individuals achieve economic self-sufficiency, at least 75% of the jobs created must be for individuals with low income. Ask yourself, how will your business strategy lead to job creation? For a new business, employees will need to be hired to fill brand new positions. For an expanded business, employees may be filling new positions that come from being located in a larger facility, opening a new storefront, or increasing customers. Next, it's time to determine how you will fund your project. The CED grant award may be one piece of funding needed for your project. It is common to see CED projects funded with multiple private and public sources, in addition to CED funds. CED grants may also help your organization secure additional funds to implement your project. Ask yourself, what additional non-CED funds are needed to implement the proposed project? Where will these funds come from? How will you obtain commitments that these funds are secured? Creating an overall project budget detailing funding sources and costs will help you determine how much total funding is needed for your project. It is important that your organization has the capacity to successfully implement your project. Consider, has your organization implemented a similar project in the past? Do you have staff with the requisite skills and experience to support this project? If your organization is lacking in experience, but your community has the need for an economic development project, consider partnering with an experienced organization to implement your project. You may also be working closely with one or more partners to implement multiple parts of your project. Examples include partnerships to identify and recruit individuals for the new jobs, provide technical assistance to businesses, and/or provide support services to employees. Ask yourself, have you engaged potential project partners? What will their role on the project be? How will you obtain partners' commitment to the project and commitment to the CED program goals through signed project partner agreements or memorandums of understanding? Remember, your partnership should be set up to begin work once project funding is in place. At least 75% of the jobs to be created through your project must be for individuals with low income. However, ensuring that the jobs to be created are high quality and reduce barriers to employment is another important component. To help employees achieve self-sufficiency, consider, is the starting wage competitive? What types of benefits will these newly created jobs offer? Will these jobs offer opportunities for advancement? Amongst other factors, paid leave, competitive wages, flexible scheduling, fringe benefits, and opportunities for career growth are important aspects of supporting individuals working towards self-sufficiency and should be considered as you design your project. Also think about what other types of benefits could be provided to advance this objective. It's also important to decide how your organization will fill these newly created positions. Ask yourself, how will you recruit individuals with low income for the new jobs? Who will be in charge of recruiting employees, business partner, or your organization? While some businesses may be able to recruit on their own, in other cases, recipients may need to provide assistance or partner with an organization, like the local TANF agency or workforce center, to fill the positions. A well-designed project will have a viable recruitment strategy and tracking system in place to ensure that a minimum of 75% of the new positions will be filled by individuals with low income. Support services are critical to establishing the long-term impact of your project. These support services can complement the jobs by reducing common barriers to employment and improving employees' ability to achieve economic self-sufficiency. As you are thinking through your project design, consider, what types of support services will be offered to employees to help them succeed? Who will provide those? Business, partner, or your organization? Financial literacy services, childcare services, transportation, substance use disorder treatment, English language education, and job training are all examples of support services that meet employees' needs to maintain and succeed in employment. There you have it. The key considerations for designing your project. Make sure to use the questions from this video to inform discussions at your organization around project design and implementation. Once you can answer each of these questions in detail, you'll be on your way to developing your CED application. As you work on your application, consider how each of the components affects one another in order to create a comprehensive project. Additional information about the CED program, its requirements and upcoming funding opportunities, and resources for prospective recipients can be found on the Community Economic Development website. Thanks for watching.